Hello and welcome to another match of 0K. It's going to be a pretty big team game on the Desert Mountain 17 fix map. Unfortunately, when I joined, the game was just about to begin and it set me as a spectator automatically because I didn't have the map at the time. So, I thought screw it, let's just spectate and and commentate at the same time as well. We shall see what happens from the overall perspective, I guess. And yeah, what the hell? Have a bit of fun just sitting back, relaxing, and seeing what everyone else is going to do. We do have Unreasonable Heron though, just called Unreasonable there, aka Glafir. So here's bluish, so yep, that would be him right here. Going with spiders. As you can see, we've got a big old mountain there. I'll just show the metal. So the metal is relatively distributed around the map. There's a little bit in the middle, not much really, so it's really more so as a bit of a stronghold location rather than to be used for resources. Clearly the resources are in the edges of the map, but this is still very important because if you can get set up here, you can usually set up artillery positions and hammer the opponent's base, or vice versa. So there you have it. That's exactly what seems to be happening by Veluzen. Or at least that's what appeared to have been happening until presumably whatever... Huh. Interesting. Yeah, presumably whatever builder there was got destroyed. I think it was a crane maybe? Presumably. But anyway, let's see how good old Unreasonable is going to be doing. So he does have a nice little venom out. That's going to be... it'll do well in stopping... Oh, God, bloody... lag spike there. It'll do pretty well in stopping the Scorchers, but it definitely needs some follow-up forces, to be honest. And speaking of which, I believe Shaman just revealed the fact that he had a freaking Vindicator out, the heavy transport. I'm not really sure why he did that. So that was by Shaman? Yeah, Shaman revealing that. He really didn't need to send it over, to be honest. Now the enemy team knows that we've got a heavy transport. They're probably going to be expecting a Comnap or something. And, ouch, looks like we're going to be losing a commander here. Snoke the Cliff Snoker Lair. Brilliant. But Vanisher coming in, that is, yeah, that should pretty much be able to handle things pretty easily, actually, provided it doesn't get too close to get stunned out, which unfortunately was the case. I'm not sure what Snoker was doing there. Should have sent it towards the top right. Commander is still alive, though. He can take a bit of damage, but that's the thing though, the Venoms at the same time, they don't really do much real damage. They mostly just do paralyze damage. Need something to follow up, like say this Redback. Or the Hermit, it's all good. But yeah, now they've definitely got us on the run there. Fortunately we do have a commander with a gun that doesn't seem to be doing much damage. Slowing beam, no wonder. So it's slowing it right the hell down, but honestly I'm not really sure if it's such a useful thing to have in this particular instance. But lo and behold, we do have Shaman coming in with... I don't think there's anything beneath the Vindicator, at least there wasn't anything attached to it when it took off. And yeah, did try to do a Comnap, didn't quite work out unfortunately. Just way too much crap in the air. Nice setup with the defenders and everything else, if I do say so. So yeah, Comnap averted, it seems. It was only a level 0 recon commander anyway, but still. Would have been really nice if we could have... Oh, okay. Would have been nice if we could have taken him out, but what can you do? We do... Well, at least we're making inroads into the top right corner, which is basically where all the actual metal is. It seems to be in the corners, not in the actual intervening side bits. A tiny bit in the middle, but not much, like I said. Plenty of reclaim though, I'll say that much. Especially from that Vindicator, and what do you know, Veluzen is staying right on top of that, and then taking the bottom left at the same time. So, yep, I'd say our team has got a bit of a fight ahead of them, that's for sure. As for what our enemy team did, what they did right, yeah, I definitely would say successfully taking the middle and the bottom left, while providing too much pressure for us to actually take the top right. Although now that I'm looking at it, we do have it sort of secured, so yes, help indeed. So really, slow bomber guy, he really could take these mixes if we really wanted to. But at least we do have someone finally going for us. We could have taken him far earlier. That's one thing we definitely could have done a hell of a lot better. That would be to take the top right much more quickly. And the 2 attempted comnaps by Shaman, not really working out too well. In my opinion, he made a bit of a mistake when he sent it towards the bottom right, bottom left of the team's base to help out. When, in my opinion, that Venoms, provided there was no other follow-up force, I reckon the Venoms could have handled themselves just fine and dandy. So kind of revealing it a bit early, getting it killed, and actually going for a second Vindicator. Not something that I'd normally sorry, God, something stuck in my throat there. Not something that I'd normally expect myself. Maybe the enemy team didn't really suspect it either, but I mean, really, they've got plenty of defenders. They're spread out. They've got plenty of supporting forces. This Vindicator is not going to be kidnapping anything. If anything, Shaman should probably be putting the Vindicator to use, maybe transporting one of our own heavy units. Say one of our own. I'm not really supposed to be taking sides since I'm supposed to be the impartial observer, but whatever, I'll say our side anyway. But no, it's just trying to get a comnap in. It might actually succeed. In fact, yeah, if he went around the middle, he could have actually succeeded in possibly kidnapping this commander. Although Swift's around, this would have been a bit tricky. Would have needed a couple of tridents to help out, but I think, yeah, a couple of tridents and a couple of gnats to stun out the commander. I reckon he could have actually kidnapped him relatively easily. Just I would have had to be careful with all the spiders and all the anti-air and all that. But what the hell? He's actually going around. That's good. Too many slashes. We might be able to make a bit of a push happen with those. But nope. There goes one Vindicator, and down goes the second one. Interesting. He should have suspected that the enemy team would have some form of. I suppose it's something. Yeah, should have suspected they'd have some form of flying air units, as opposed to the landed units. I'm pretty sure they can't actually land. Yeah, what do you know? But yeah, definitely could have needed to send in a hell of a lot more anti-air than that. I mean, come on, they're going into the heart of the enemy's base, for God's sake. But anyway, they did manage to blow up the commander at least, so good for them. Probably didn't need to sacrifice all those Vindicators, and if he's not careful, he's going to run straight into those tarantulas. Might still happen. Barely manages to avoid it. The hell? Was that a missile heading for the bomber? It could have been, if that was the case. Wow, that was pretty damn lucky in that case. Though, almost, but not quite hitting the slasher. Not that really would have made that much of a difference anyway, as the anti-air missiles tend to be pretty goddamn light. Still don't really agree with this commander. What does he have? Sling beam, repair, high density. What a repair system? Okay, plate of armor plates. I don't really agree with this setup. I mean, it's good for keeping him alive, which maybe that was the whole point, really, just to make him be as big of a pain in the ass as possible. And granted, he's been a bit of a pain in the ass for opponents. But if it wasn't for these follow-up forces, then yeah, definitely would have been screwed. Just would have been more slowly screwed. So yeah, that, and he's got a level 3 commander. So disruptor bomb. Really? Disruptor bomb? Huh. Interesting. So it really is meant to slow the crap out of everything down. Well, with supporting forces, that might actually work. Never know. Huh, interesting. I thought that Vindicator wreckage would have somewhat protected the constructor there. I think it was, yeah, it was a mason, but apparently not. Huh. Interesting. Going on without support, I don't really know if that's such a wise thing to do, but they're managing to do quite a bit of damage actually, so our team might be able to, yeah, I mean, they're basically ignoring the defences and the Ravager to destroy the factory. In my opinion, they probably should have gone straight for the Lotus, and then the Ravager, then the Caretaker, then gone for the factory. That probably would have been a much better idea. But what the hell, the Reaper's still alive, so yeah, they are getting hammered though. But it looks like they'll be able to do quite a bit of damage. Again, where the hell is the ground-based anti-air? Come on, man. Now, still they're going to be counter-attacking, so it might actually turn into a bit of a base trade situation, in which case the enemy team might have a bit of an advantage because they do have this position built up here with some resources, but we are managing to keep them at bay. Looks like Shaman Pluk is just using or just Shaman, should I say, is just using the Vindicators as general air support, which they're not too bad in doing, but yeah, that's not really their intended role. Should I click no? No, I don't think so. I think that was from someone else. Ah well. I think our team might still have a bit of a chance though. They have to destroy this base as quickly as possible though. All these slashes though, and the Wolverines, and all the other crap behind them that they can retreat though is going to be a bit of an issue. Oh my god, unreasonable. Talk about being unreasonable. Yeah, retaining wall in this instance would not really be the best thing to do in my opinion. Especially given the fact that they've got actual artillery pieces which can just fire over that. Well, what the hell? Interesting idea. Probably could have done better with more active defenses though and more actual units. But what can you do? What can you do? We are still destroying their base though, so could turn into a base trade situation. We might still be able to fend them off. It's still going to be a bit of a tall order, but we are managing to destroy quite a bit of the base though. I think it'll come down to this middle area though. I think it'll turn into a bit of a base trade, and I suppose this bottom left area too. I think it'll turn into a base trade, but yeah, they've got the bottom left. Not really too secure, but they've still got it somewhat secured, especially with all these defenders. And they've got the top with resources. The top right for us is not particularly secured. We've got a whole bunch of caretakers. I'm not really sure why exactly he used caretakers rather than just, using builders, and God forbid, moving them around. Actually, he did use welders too. And he's still building caretakers. I definitely do not agree with that. I think he's built way too many caretakers when he should have just used more builders and basically had them go around repairing, building, and constructing. But, oh well. At least they're reclaiming now. Wait, what did I say? Repairing, building, and constructing. Building and constructing being the same thing. Yeah, building, repairing, and reclaiming, should I say. But, yep, that's it for them. There goes the last slasher, and yeah, all these caretakers are slowly going to fade away as well. I mean, sometimes it's a good idea to build them compared to building more workers, but in my opinion, given the spread out nature of this map and the battlefield in general, yeah, I think they're a waste of money. I mean, they're not cheap. 220 metal each, and these guys are 250 metal each, so they cost a little bit more, but they're very heavily well armoured, compared to the caretakers especially. They even got a freaking self-defense turret. And they're mobile, which is very, very important in this sort of circumstance. But, yeah, well. What can you do? I mean, especially all these freaking caretakers that were built. Yeah, more builders, in my opinion, would have been far better idea. But, well, at least I'm managing to hold them off, and neither team is electing to resign just yet. So resign. Oh, okay. This is team 2 is actually the bottom right team, which is our team. Well, the team that I'm rooting for anyway. Well, managing to hold them back though. So, and we held off this attack. So nothing short of a miracle, if I do say so. And to top it all off, I don't see any anti-air except for the tarantula. Oh, okay. And this razor. That's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Still, follow-up ground attack would demolish this, I dare say. It's such a shame we weren't able to go after these jacks though. They're such a pain in the ass to take out, and we had them down to next to 0 health. Real pain. But, yeah, well, what can you do? Actually, if these guys surge forward, they could actually destroy the jacks. But it's a bit late now though, and Archangels come in, so yeah, that's going to be way too much. Especially with the Razor and some light AA to help. Yeah, well, we had a chance, didn't quite work though. Still though, I definitely like what this, god damn that text, Snoke is doing. Reclaiming and all that, definitely like the intent behind his actions, but in my opinion the caretakers are a little bit excessive. He really should have just gone for more builders. But yeah, there you go. For the mobility, if nothing else. And yep, these guys are going to be running into a bit of a brick wall now in terms of the stinger, but ouch, down goes another commander for the opponents though. Very nice Wyvern shot, if I do say so. I'm presuming he must have been weakened. But there you go, nice little disruptor shot, slowing the crap out of this. Jesus, that slow does not last particularly long though. Yeah, still though, back up to 50. Let's reload. Wow, that really does make a massive difference on the reload time. Well, there you have it. Nicely done. Slow bomber level 5, I'll be damned. Ah, advanced targeting system as well. So basically using it sort of like artillery. Mid-range artillery. But as a supporting unit. Very... Okay, I have to admit, after seeing it in action like that, and especially seeing the supporting forces come in, okay, I have to admit it's not a bad design. Definitely one for team games. But, well, as you can see, it can definitely work. That slow beam really is quite something. And that disruptor thing is definitely quite something as well. Actually, does it do any damage, I wonder? Disruptor bomb. 350. Not much, but it does quite a bit of slow damage, which is obviously the main point of it. Nicely done though. Down goes a level 3 commander. Oh, actually, this would really come in handy as well for the jacks as well, actually, provided he can stay away from the jacks. Yeah, if he could get a disruptor bomb on top of these things, that would be incredible, to say the least. And yep, he's done it. He managed to get all of them. Unfortunately, they weren't too heavily disrupted given how heavy their health is, but still, it's not too bad. Unfortunately, the commander is getting stuck right in the middle of it. Oh, but wait a minute, here comes a Vindicator. Will he get out of there in time? Kind of hard to tell, they're all freaking crowding around him, but he is away. On fire though, he might actually end up blowing up in transit. Kind of hard to tell, he's still on fire though. It might be possible to save him though, they're going to have to be careful. Oh no, I don't think he's on fire anymore. Jesus, that was a clutch rescue though. Very nicely done actually by Shaman. Well, there we go. Who'd to think those Vindicators would come in handy after all. Yep, very lucky indeed. Wow. Nice name. Now he just needs to heal up. Eventually. Nicely done. I don't know what exactly is up with the Vindicator spam. I mean, one Vindicator would have been more than enough, but what the hell. It was enough to save him. And, yeah. Indeed, we lost South. Well, they haven't lost the South yet, actually. The South is still holding, the resources are still there, but we've still got our resources ourselves. Still though, this counterattack happening by the spiders. The recluses might be what clinches it for our opponents, but no, it looks like they're going towards the middle instead. Enough defense. Not really, the defense is actually pretty goddamn light, really. And the Stinger, well, as you can see, that Disruptor Bomb really does do a number on it. In terms of the slow damage. And then just send in 1 or 2 light units to tank the initial shot, and then, yeah, you just basically get it while it's reloading. Oh, and here we go, here comes another attack by us. I don't agree with sending in the tanks unsupported again. Especially with an infiltrator on the loose. It's probably going to, yeah, it's going to stun out one of these tanks. Might get destroyed in the process. 280, these things are 850, so even if it gets destroyed, which might not even happen actually, nah, he's going to get destroyed. If he kept actually going in this direction, he would have been fine. But in any case, it's definitely more than made cost. 280 for 850, wow, I didn't realise the disparity was that big actually. In any case, nicely done. That Reaper's going to die rather horribly. These two are still running around. They need freaking support. I mean, heavy tanks are great and all, but against these sorts of light units, I mean, they can still do well, but you need more than freaking Reapers. You at the very least need some Panthers or something else light, or lighter anyway, to be at the front to act as a bit of a screen. But now we might actually get overwhelmed by fleas. Unbelievable. Oh, that, and I suppose Banisher as well to help with anti-raiders. But what the hell? I mean, they're still alive. Good job keeping the most of them alive. But honestly, that was a Reaper that we didn't really need to lose, in my opinion. But what the hell? They'll come in handy against the Sumo, which thankfully had its weapons removed. Its damage-dealing weapons removed in a recent patch. It does still have the jump weapon though, causes damage when it jumps, and as you can see, it does still have its repulsor / attractor beams as well. Not that they seem to really be doing much against the Reapers though. I guess they must be too heavy, and in fact it actually might even get destroyed if the Reapers can actually get forward enough. Come on, it's right in it. Damn. Oh my god, they had the perfect opportunity to destroy it. It's gonna get away. It is. Damn. God, it's like what happened to those jacks all over again when we let 2 of them get back to the enemy base. Now, well, back to what's happening here. We actually got a whole bunch of jacks again. Speak of the devil. But we do have the slow stuff being used on them, and yep, there. Well, one of them's going to go down. The second one, yes, maybe. Come on, there we go. Very nice. You don't want to be jumping away from slashers when they're firing at you. That's for sure. Yeah, there we go. Definitely doing loads of damage. It's a great combination, it seems. Rara's slow bomber commander and the slashers. Incredible. In fact, he's literally built nothing else. He's just spamming slashers. I mean, granted, he's also doing that with support by our team, but still doing quite a bit of damage there. Huh. Interesting. Oh, indeed. Enemy team is slowly getting whittled down, and here we go. I still don't agree sending these things in unsupported, but if they can get to the actual factories and to the caretakers, and especially to these wind gens, actually, they can do loads of damage to their infrastructure. Is that going to happen? Actually, this one needs to retreat. This one really needs to retreat, actually. There's no point leaving him there. He should just let the other ones tank the damage, to be honest. The other ones are... well, the health is not that great either. Yeah, that's the thing with heavy tanks. You really have to be careful of how you use them. If you can keep them alive, they can really pay massive dividends. But sending them to their deaths, given their massive cost, it's usually not such a good idea. Though he did a bit of damage, but in my opinion, he could have done the same amount of damage sending in a bunch of glaives, just sending them around the back, and then could have taken out all these power plants, and much more cheaply as well. Yeah, they do have loads of it. No, actually, no, that's pretty expensive AA. Yeah, not so necessary over there, because this is where we're using our actual aircraft at the bottom. Yep, even using regular plain old bombers. Bam. Well, it's not totally useless, it's just that it's kind of in the wrong place. They kind of need to be sending it up here. We're just bombing them with impunity, essentially, and sending disruptor bombs their way as well. Will they resign, though? That's the question. They still have a chance, though. I mean, they do still have the bottom left and the middle. So their position's not actually that bad, really. And when it comes to middle, our team's slightly ahead, but not by much, though. So they definitely can claw their way back. It's just that they have to, well, they should send their anti-air around here. Maybe set up a little bit more static anti-air. So they got a few razors. They got two here. The third one is... what was the third one? Don't you know? Well, in either case, that's it for them. So, an interesting game to commentate on, I'll say that much. See you next time.